Welcome to Introduction to Scratch Programming. This is the screen that you will have when you log in, create your account, log into your account, and this, what you see here, is the default screen. So let me introduce you to the default screen. When you first create your Scratch and log into your account, you will have a default sprite. A sprite, as you may have learned, is a character. Your character can be a letter, it can be this cat, it can be other objects. You will see as we continue, you can have different sprites. But let me take you around the page. As you can see, the page pretty much looks like any other website form that you have seen, any other form that you have seen. Over here, you have your username once you log into your account, and it tells you the location of your sprite. Here you see 3 tabs: scripts, costumes, and sounds. The main one that we will focus on right now is scripts. Scripts tell your sprite what to do. As you can see, I will just highlight there are 10 different script categories that you have. We will use primarily 5 of those, and I will highlight those 5. Motion. What do you think motion does? That's correct. Motion tells your sprite what to do, where to go, how far to go, and so on. You can scroll up and down, and you can see that your sprite will move. There's more here. Looks. What do you think looks do? Yes, looks tell your sprite what to say and how they will look, changing costumes and so on. The next is sound. The sound category has these options for sound. Set the volume, you can play a sound, play music, you can stop all sounds. Next, we jump to the next column for events. Events tell us when to do something. As you can see, you have your choices here. You will read the topics of the pieces here very carefully so that you know what you are telling your sprite to do. And last one that we will go over is control. Control controls the directions that you give your sprite. You can say you want your sprite to do something, but you want it to wait 1 second. Or you want it to wait a half of a second. You can make, where you see the circles and the numbers, those are different variables that you are able to change. Where you see the drop down arrows, just like any other Windows device, you can click on the drop down and you have more choices. That is the end of the basic introduction to the Scratch screen. Next, it gets a little more advanced. I will take you to the Costumes tab. So click on the Costumes tab. Here is where you can see different looks for your sprite. As you see in Costume 1, your sprite has his right foot forward and his left foot backwards. Then if you move to Costume 2, you see that his foot is extended a little bit as if he is running. So if you were to change your costume, and you can look over here as I flip back and forth, it would appear that your sprite is actually moving. And this is how you make changes to your sprite. You can make other costume changes here. For instance, if you wanted to change the color of your sprite, you would make that here using the color palette and the tools here, adding text, paint bucket fill, so on. But again, that's more advanced, and we will come to that later. Next is sounds. Sounds lets you tell your sprite what to say, how to say it, and even music to play. But since your sprite is a cat, what do kitty cats say? And that is the sound your kitty cat can make. So you can tell your kitty cat to make this sound. with 25 or more students in the class making this sound, it can be rather loud. So we do not really want our kitty cats to make this sound right now. So let's go back to scripts, and here I will show you how to start moving your sprite. Okay, I want my kitty cat to move forward 50 spaces, not just 10. The default here is 10, but I can change that to 50 and then drag this block over here. As you can see, the blocks connect together. So I have to have the right fit in order for my blocks to connect. Once my sprite moves forward 50 steps, I want my sprite to turn right 15 degrees. So I tell it to do that. Now, how do I make my sprite start moving? Oh, yes, events. You are correct. So I go to the events group and I say when the green flag is clicked, and I put that first. So the directions that I have given my sprite here say when the green flag is clicked, move 50 steps, then turn right 15 degrees. Here is the green flag. Would you like to see if it works? I knew you would. So I'll click it and let's watch the sprite here. There, did you see that? Okay, but it only did it once. What if I want my sprite to keep doing it? You are right. I go to control and I tell my sprite to repeat that for 10 times. So now if you look at the directions that I have given my sprite, it says when the green flag is clicked, repeat these instructions that are inside 10 times. So I want you to move 50 steps, then turn right 15 degrees, then do it again until you have done it 10 times. If I wanted it to do it 20 times or 30 times, I would just change it here. But for right now, we can leave it at 10. And yes, you're right. We go back to the green flag and I click it. And look at that. Now my sprite is gone. But never forget, you can always get your sprite back. I just clicked that again. And here is my sprite. So let's just drag him back to where he belongs. There. That is the basics on how to move your sprite. Now let's see what you come up with. Okay, now if you remember when I first introduced this page to you, I told you about changing your sprite. Today's lesson, you are creating letters. You are spelling out your name and you are having it do something. So in order to change your sprite, you come here to New Sprite and you click on the sprite icon. And you have a list of sprites. The categories are listed on the left. And as we said, we are working with letters. So we click on letters. And here are all the letters. There are multiple types of letters. And we can scroll through and see the different types of letters. And we choose whichever one we want to choose. Unfortunately, we can only choose one letter at a time. So I will choose the letter T for my name, Miss Tanya. Now I have the letter T. Remember when I told you that it can change costumes? I can change the look of my sprite. So I will teach you how to change the look of your sprite. Click on costumes. Here you see I just have one letter. So I would only be able to change this here, but I want to change it multiple times. So I have to make more. In order to change this multiple times, I have to create more. So go ahead and right click on that one and you see duplicate. And it makes another one. So I am going to make a total of 4 because I want it to change 4 different colors. So I have T block costume 1, T block costume 2, T block 3, and T block 4. So I go back up to 1 and I say I want to change the color of this. I click on my color a shape icon on the right hand side. Do you see that here? Great. So I click on that. And then I choose a color. Let's go with blue because that's my favorite color. And I mouse over my T. If I click here, it's going to fill in my T with blue. But if I click here, it's going to outline my T with blue. So let's go ahead and click to fill that T in with blue. You can outline or you can fill in, whichever one you choose. Go ahead and take 1 minute and make your selection. Great choice. Okay, I will go ahead and click on my next T. I will click on my paint bucket to color the shape, and this time I will choose red because guess what? My sister's favorite color is red, so I will choose red. And then I will go ahead and fill it in, and I will select the next one, choose the paint bucket, choose another color, fill it in, choose the next one, click on the paint bucket, and I will select pink because my niece's favorite color is pink. I'm going to change the pink because she likes this color pink. Okay, there, I have given my letter T sprite 4 different costumes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I am happy with that. So I will go back to scripts because now I need to tell my letter T what to do. I do that by going to looks and I say switch costume. So I choose costume here, and remember, how many costumes do I have? 4, yes. So I choose this block 4 times, 1 for each color. And I tell it here to go with color 4. Here I choose color 3. Here I choose color 2. And here I choose color 1. Now, you can choose to go in the order of 1, 2, 3, or 4, or you can choose to go in the color 4, 3, 2, or 1, or any order that you choose. Now, because this is and I want to go to event, and I tell you when the flag is clicked. So I'm going to do that, and I want you to see if you can see it change colors. Did you see that? So it looks like it only changed 1 color. But it didn't. It actually changed many colors. But because the computer is so fast, it went through the colors that fast and you didn't see it. So I have to click on the control, and I have to tell it between colors to wait. So let's add a wait 1 second in there, and then you will see it change the colors. If you want it to change the colors faster, you tell it to wait 0.5 seconds because that's half a second, and you can make the change here. So take a moment to do that. Okay, now let's see what happens when I click on the flag. Oh, do you see it changing colors? But what if I want it to keep doing that? I go ahead and I do a repeat 10 times. And I have did I keep the repeat 10 times on my other sprite? Yes, I did. So let's see what happens. It's changing the colors. But let's see what happens if I let me stop it first. There. Let's see what happens if I tell my sprite cat, and if I want to take this away, I just move it here. If I want my sprite cat to move forever, 50 steps and turn right 15 degrees, let's see what happens then. So my sprite is going to, when I click on the green, forever is going to move 50 steps and turn 15 degrees, and is going to keep doing that forever or until I press stop. My T is going to just do it 10 times. So watch what happens. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, let's see what you can come up with. You have all of the instructions that you need to do this. I will click stop, and let's see what you can do.